All right, guys, what is up? Today is, oh my God, this light is so fucking bright. It's Monday, it's March 24th, and I'm going to go over my fair value gap trading strategy. So if you guys ICT, fair value gaps, whatever, I'm going to show you guys my routine for how I find these gaps when my fucking computer, well, not my computer, when my fucking camera stays the fuck still and stops lagging, we can continue the fucking video. Is it working? All right. I'm sorry, guys. It's just this fucking camera has been getting on my nerves. All right. So, fair value gap strategy. I'm going to show you guys why I'm in this trade right now. And yeah, let me just show you guys why I'm in this trade. The first thing is, if you know me, there's two things, and there's two first steps I find my trade setups, and I even look for trades in the first place. Market structure and the news. So if you're a futures trader, the news is still going to apply to you. So let's do it right now. Let's go to forex.factory.com. I have it labeled as the money calendar on my bookmark. If you look at my bookmarks next to videos, the first one, money calendar. And it's because it is a money calendar. It's an economic calendar that shows you basically when currencies are going to move. And if you're a futures trader or a forex trader, doesn't matter. But if you're a futures trader, you can actually trade. You can look forward to the U.S. dollar news, adding volume to gold, NAS, US 30, S&P, blah blah. So, like for example, today there's two things. I'm gonna make this video to talk about Euro GBP because I trade futures and forex, but I want to show you guys for if you guys are trading NAS today or something, because I'm also trading gold today. But here's what you do. So you see how there's US dollar news at 9:45 a.m. For me, I don't trade anything in the market if there's US dollar news moving after 10, because that means that the market you're going to have a higher likelihood of getting stopped out. So, God, this light is so fucking bright. Oh, God. So, here's what we have to do. Oh, sorry, it's so bright. So, 9:45 a.m. is when US dollar news comes out, and there's no US dollar news after that. And so, like I said, it increases the likelihood of you getting stopped out when there's news all day long, when it's a serious day. And I do trade the news. People are like, oh, you trade the news? Or why are you encouraging people to trade the news? Well, actually, I don't trade during the news. I either get into my setup before or after the news. So if my setup, actually, most of them aligns with the news if I'm trading accordingly and properly, if I'm actually trading smart money concepts. So today, let's look at Euro GBP for this example. We have Euro moving. Sorry, guys, this is lagging. We have Euro moving, and Euro's moving at it moved at 4:30 a.m., 4:15 a.m., 5 a.m., 5:30 a.m. right during London session. And London session for me ends at 11, or ends at 9. It used to end at 11, ends at 9 a.m. now because I like to trade it earlier. And technically it's 9:16, so it would be ending, but I'm already in this trade because I entered this trade actually yesterday. So yeah, ignore my camera lagging like that. It's just being weird. But yeah. So let's see. Yeah, so there was Euro news today, and that's the whole reason I'm even on this currency pair in the first place, is because there was Euro news today. And the second thing I did was I did my market structure. So what I did was I went to the 4 hour, the 1 hour, the 4 hour time frame. You can clearly see that we're in a bearish trend. We are in a bearish trend on the 4 hour. And that's the 4 hour time frame, guys, is actually my time frame that I use for market structure. So you guys, if you want, you can actually go ahead right now and write that down. So yeah, actually I'm not gonna write it down because my thing is being weird. But so once I saw on the 4 hour that, okay, I'm bearish and price was up here, which is towards the sell side, which is your premium. Discount prices are when you're buying a trend and then you're buying low. Premium prices are when you're selling high. So buy low, sell high. Selling at premium prices, buying at discount prices. So when you're trading fair value gaps, if you're selling fair value gaps, you want to sell the premium fair value gaps, which is what I was doing. There was a couple other options of gaps that I have initially found, guys. But the reason why I didn't choose it is because there was continuous volume. What I mean by continuous volume is if you look at the 1 hour here where those black lines are, this is where I drew my market structure. So market actually came up here and start up here with this range where I'm drawing that blue arrow to, and then within that range, then price, after it made that range, it went back down. So from here, price came, went back down, came up, and it filled that gap, if you guys can see that. So the gap I'm referring to is right over here. This is the gap that got filled, right? Because we had that wick come in, tap into that, and then after that, we had another range happen here. I'm just trying to draw it so you guys can see. So where I'm having the blue arrow right now, this is the range, the new range that's happening, and then that gap didn't get filled, and so this second gap get filled, which is the one I entered to. Well, technically the third gap, but I entered this one because I noticed that I was thinking that it was going to retrace and fill this gap, but once I actually saw price action break below this structure anyway, regardless, that showed me, okay, well, there is a fair value gap up there, but there is so much volume in the market right now that the market doesn't care about that gap up top. It's gonna keep going down, and then I move it to the next range. So you see how I trade range by range, not consolidation. When price breaks a new structure and expands, that's my new range because it creates a new high and creates a new low. So if price isn't like if the price isn't bullish and it breaks a new bullish high, that's expansion. And so when there's expansion, I'm not worried about other previous gaps and fair value gaps. I'm focused on the expansion that made the new gap, so I can trade the new gap. And then this gap that I entered counts as the new gap. So I want you guys to understand that. And I also want you guys to understand how usually I want to give you guys a tip. When you guys enter trades like this, there you will see wicks on your entry. So the gap was actually up here, right? The gap was up here. It came and it tapped in to that gap. Get my fucking face out the way. Tapped into that gap, and then it went back down and broke structure. So yeah, guys, and that's all I did. So I'm actually gonna write out the steps because I know you guys are confused because I stutter. I've been talking all weird and shit. So I know you guys, some of you out there are like, what the fuck did you just say? Or what are you even talking about? So let me just write it down. The first step is identify the news. It doesn't matter if you're a futures trader, forex trader. You need to identify the news and ignore the face thing because it's just frozen and it's freezing up. So if my face is talking and then if the audio is talking and my face is freezing, just ignore it. So yeah, so the first step is identify structure. The second step is find your FVG. And then the third step is your risk to reward. So your R&R is going to actually be happening after you find the gap. So yeah. And again, let me just say this again, ignore my face cam because the audio should be still working. The video isn't freezing up at all. It's just my face because for some reason the camera wants to be gay today and act weird. So yeah, guys. So yeah, the secret. Okay, one more thing. Let me just say something. The secret to being profitable at forex is your strategy, your mindset, and also your No, it's your strategy, it's your mindset, but it's also your risk to reward. That no one really talks about that. If your strategy is good and it's working, and your mindset's good, it's working, but you get emotional and you want to overtrade because you won 3 trades and you want to keep trading 10 trades, and that causes you to blow your accounts, then the strategy is pointless. So your risk to reward is actually your peak layer of importance to this whole thing. It's the peak to your pyramid. The base is your strategy and your mindset. The peak is, to me, is the risk to reward. Okay, so you need to make a mechanical system in place that you can follow so you don't break that rule of your trading. So for me, I only trade 1 to 2 trades a day, and then I can only have 1 to 2 charts open. I can't have any more than 1 to 2 charts open because I'm gonna get analysis paralysis, and that's gonna prevent me from finding the right trades. So guys, what you're gonna do is find your setup, and why? Okay, you know, zoom the fuck out. God damn it. Fuck. I'm sorry, guys. I'm trying to fucking zoom out. I don't know how YouTube's gonna feel all this cursing. Some people say you'll get like, I don't really think YouTube cares because there's all kinds of stuff on YouTube. but we'll see what happens. So find your. I'm not even gonna write this. I'm not even actually. You know what? I'm gonna write it out. Find your fair value gap. R&R is the third step. So number 3 and number 2, find your fair value gap. And let's just do number 1 because I was stupid and did not write that. So let me just write number 1. And number 1, my God, okay, I forgot the camera's acting all fucking weird. Number 1 is identified US dollar news that's coming out. If you're or identify news. If you're a futures trader, identify the US dollar news and pay attention to the US economy. And if you're a forex trader, identify all the news. And specifically the high impact news. Don't pay attention to news that has low impact events because it's not going to do anything. So yeah, so identify your identify news, find your FVG, and risk reward is after that. And identify news, market structure, so trend / market structure. What? Market structure. And then step number 3 is find your FVG gap, right? So find FVG gap. And that is step number 3. And we're going to go ahead and, just go ahead. Guys, I want you to screenshot this or do whatever you need to do. This is the secret to winning whatever you need to win. The futures trading, the forex trading. Look under my face and screenshot this. If you're watching this on Reels or Shorts, I don't care where you're watching it, YouTube, screenshot this. I know it seems simple, but screenshot it. I'm going to help you. It's going to work. Everything I'm saying is going to work. I've been doing this totally for 6 years, and the last 2 years is when I implemented this actual strategy. So my trading strategy is a component of 4 things: the news, market structure, order blocks, and fair value gaps. Order blocks and fair value gaps are the only 2 trade setups that I trade in the market. I don't trade anything other than that. And I want to end the video today. I'm going to make another video tomorrow. Peace.